What's up, YouTube? It's Kevin, the Migraine Guy, continuing the depression and migraine series I started. I had to take a break in between these two videos to run some errands, hit the store. Got a monster migraine, or a monster here, hashtag monster migraine. Uh, my non coffee caffeine source of choice. Continuing the video series. So the first three tips I gave out of the 10 were to whine, to appropriate sources, have a backup plan for your backup plan, and try hobbies or tasks. Have a list of things you can do given certain levels of pain associated with your migraine that you can do. That way you can continue to be productive even when you're in pain. So watch that video for more details on that. So I got through those three, so we're hitting number 4 right now. Number 4 on my list of 10 tips to get through depression and migraine would be motivation. What does that mean? Well, find people who are motivating to you. Some people really like motivational speakers. They very often have, lots of positive things to say, lots of kind of catchphrases that are easy to remember to help push through maybe some motivational blockages you're having. But a lot of the time, people who criticize motivational videos do so because they say that a lot of what the motivational speakers say are just kind of fluff and puff and no real substance to them. I'm not specifically talking about that type of motivation. I'm talking about motivation from people who are in fields that you find interesting. There's almost always going to be someone or a group of people who are really good at a certain thing and want other people to be good. And it's that desire from wanting more people to be good at the thing that they're good at that helps them be motivational. I like to lift weights. I like to power lift specifically. And so I find a lot of the people in there who are really, really motivational, right? C.T. Fletcher, Mark Bell, Chris Duffin. I mean, there's too many to name, thanks to the internet. But those, I find those people and I listen to them, and the motivational things they say about lifting transfer to most of life, right? Motivation is motivation. Motivation to get through something difficult, whether it be lifting or depression with your migraine or whatever, is going to be motivation, period. And the internet's the great source for that, right? We have access to almost anything we'd want on the internet, and things that we don't want on the internet. Rule 34. So use the internet, right? If you're trapped at home with a crappy migraine, turn your screen brightness down and search YouTube for people who are in a field you find interesting, whatever it is, and really motivational, and then just leech life off of them. It'll help pull you forward, right? Because you don't want your life to be consumed by your migraine pain, right? You want your life to be multifaceted, lots of interests, lots of things that you're good at, or a select few things that you're really good at. So figure out what those things are and find the people who are interested in them to help pull you forward in your life, even if the migraine pain is going to ride your coattails. Fuck it. It's not going to weigh your life down. Don't let it weigh your life down. Move forward. Okay. So that was step 4. Step 5 is kind of a punch in the arm one, not so much a pat on the back, right? It's put it in perspective. Your worst migraine is probably not as bad as someone else's worst migraine. And having migraines isn't the worst thing in the planet. Pick whatever moral atrocity you think is the worst. If that's worse than your migraine and someone else is suffering that moral atrocity, then your circumstance is slightly better than theirs, even on the worst migraine you have, when you're having the worst one you have. So I know this isn't like a perfect tip. It's just something to keep in mind, right? Your worst day is probably better than somebody else's worst day. So just keep that in mind for whatever it's worth. Step 6 is, kind of a funny one. I just recommend getting a pet of some kind, a turtle, a cat, cats, get a dog, real pet. Something that, just kind of wants your attention, maybe makes you feel like you're really important. Something like that is just helpful. I don't exactly know why, it just is. So do it. Get a pet of some kind, something that you can care for and you can over personify as having affection for you. So I'm going to have to cut this video off now. The video software I'm using cuts off at 5 minutes. So I'll continue with the last few steps after this.